All hail Phoebe Waller Bridge and the revolution of the Bond girl. Last week saw the finale of Phoebe Waller Bridge's acclaimed comedy drama, Fleabag. Having shaken and stirred the priest and audiences alike, it's no wonder that the acclaimed performer and writer has reportedly been invited to spread a little of her gold finger magic on they. Though not an obvious union on the face of it, Waller-Bridge's intervention, apparently initiated by Daniel Craig, is sexy for all the right reasons. Her writing is tight, bold, edgy, and keen. In Fleabag and while the Bond franchise is an established national treasure, in the age of Me Too it faces some significant challenges. James Bond, after all, has much in common with Fleabag's hot misogynist, and yet the writer has always been honest about Fleabag's attraction to such men. Primarily, however, Waller-Bridge is interested in the psyches of women, rather than the drives of men. Neither straightforward, her writing is tight, bold, edgy, and keen. Where Fleabag worries about being a bad feminist, Waller-Bridge's writing presents no such concerns. Despite the differing tones and media, television and film, similarities can be drawn between MI6 agents Eve Polastri and James Bond. The worlds of both are driven by espionage, danger, and desire, fast-paced and quick-witted. The recent timeline, originally advertised with a release date of October 2018, the film, following a series of screenwriting setbacks, is on the back foot. Danny Boyle, employed alongside John Hodge to write the screenplay, walked out after a dispute with producers in 2018, and since then, 3 new writers have been brought in to finish the job. Though the news of her involvement has been met with some backlash, Waller-Bridge's involvement holds a huge amount of promise. This move by the franchise is significant, and a clear opportunity to return to the character of Bond some of the pleasurable, self-parodying witticism that the franchise seems to have lost. Yet, Waller-Bridge is not only a master of comedy, but also of intensity. Killing Eve showcased Waller-Bridge's women are not killjoys, but intelligent killers, and I suspect that her contribution to Bond 25 will be in bolstering and writing large their worlds. As an MI6 agent, Bond's girls have changed over the years, grown in age and depth of character. Recent years have. Doctor Who, another British screen institution, has shown the way, with Jodie Whittaker taking on the role of the Doctor in the 11th series. But with Craig set to play the lead in Bond 25, a gender reversal is not on the cards. Instead, with Waller-Bridge on board, there's a chance to both reclaim the humor of Bond, and bring the franchise to new, more diverse audiences. Fleabag's Phoebe Waller-Bridge enlisted by Daniel Craig to spice up James Bond's script. James Bond heading over to Jamaica for Daniel Craig's last 007 film. Danny Boyle finally reveals the real reason he chose to quit Bond 25. Waller-Bridge is a phenomenon and a significant talent. In the right hands, her work has been met with critical acclaim both in the UK and across the pond. What can she bring to? But she can also bring fun new one-liners, sharp put-downs, smooth come-ons, and a sleek, off-the-wall aesthetic. The key question: ads keep our content free for everyone. Please note that the Interactive Advertising Bureau IAB describes online personalized advertising through the below definitions. We put the storage of information, or access to information that is already stored, on your device, such as accessing advertising identifiers and / or other device identifiers, and / or using cookies or similar technologies. The collection and processing of information about your use of this site to subsequently personalize advertising for you in other contexts, i.e. on other sites or apps, over time. Typically, the collection of information, in combination with previously collected information, to select and deliver advertisements for you, and to measure the delivery and effectiveness of such advertisements. This includes using the collection of information, in combination with previously collected information, to select and deliver content for you, and to measure the delivery and effectiveness of such content. This includes using the collection of information about your use of the content, in combination with previously collected information, used to measure, understand, and report on your usage of the content. Ads keep our content free for everyone. We use additional third-party advertising companies who serve ads to help keep content free. For these partners, you will continue to receive advertising, however, it may not be tailored to your likely interests. Well, check in with you. Great. Thanks for choosing. You have opted out from our advertising partners.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.